Danny boy, mate, I feel sorry for you. I'm not even trying to be disingenuous. I feel sorry for you. Another embarrassing result, ripped apart at home. Talk to me.
Yeah, look, I think that first half we were very good, but where we missed opportunities, that's what cost us the game. We had plenty of big opportunities that should have been put away, and we missed them. Complacent in front of goal, it's what lost us the game. I think we had two big opportunities missed, and Brentford had two big opportunities, and they had zero missed. That just tells you everything about the game. I don't think we were completely dominated, but the fact that you could put two defenders on Mwebu, two of ours, being Ben Davies and Longley, and they still can't handle him, tells us what happens with our backline. Romero gets injured for one game, and we have to see a backline of Ben Davies, Longley, Sanchez, which I never want to see wear a white shirt, not a Tottenham shirt, a white shirt in the rest of his life, and Emerson Royale. That is our backline when one of our defenders goes out injured. One. I'm not even being funny. I'd rather have Eric Dyer over Davinson Sanchez. It's like which crap smells the worst? Smells the best. They both smell terrible, but which one smells the best? Like honestly, right now we're a mess. In the beginning of the season, Terry, you know where I predicted Tottenham to be? I predicted Tottenham to be third. Third. We're gonna finish ninth. I'm on my knees for Conference League football. Like this we've gone into a new level of low. A new level of low. I don't see how this club bounces back from this. I see a long period without Champions League football. And I'm saying Champions League football because this is the goal for the owners. For
Yeah.
me, it's not the goal. For the owners, it's the goal. And that would be a disappointment. And I see that happening. But what we saw today has been coming for years. And this improvement in the fan base, we've seen people leaving the state. They did the end of season awards and nobody was in the stadium. Nobody was in the ground. Nobody was in the stadium. Um, but look, Terry, I made a bet with somebody before the season, and yeah, I'm gonna do the bet today, right now on stream. So I said if we didn't get top four, I would watch. I can't believe I'm about to do that. I wear a Chelsea shirt, man. Piss off. Yeah, man. I listen.
Stand up. We need to see it. We need to see it in full. In fact, what we'll do, we'll put it in. There he is. Oh wow, there it
I'm
is. Stand
Oh
up for us
wow.
again.
Oh
Stand
wow.
up for us again. Stand up for us, Danny. There we go. So we can all get screenshots. He's in a Chelsea shirt. Wow. He's.
oh my god, I can't believe I've done
I
this.
think you should just keep wearing it.
Hold on, and be in 11th. I'd rather
Yeah.
support Tottenham. Honestly, bro, I can't. They've let me down this season, honestly.
I feel your pain. They've let you down so bad. You've had to sit on camera and wear a Chelsea shirt. Because you lost a bet to a Chelsea fan that you would finish in the top four.
Now
Fair
it's a
play.
Tottenham fan.
Oh, it was to a Tottenham fan.
Yeah.
Fair play to you for sticking by your bet. Fair play to you on that, my friend, because I don't know if I could personally do it. Jacob's here with us as well. I know you guys are not really playing for anything tangible, but at least some pride. At least the final home game, go out with a smile on your faces. It's a beautiful sunny day here in the UK. How are you feeling after that performance, and what went wrong in the second half?
Just a typical example, Terry. First off, big up Terry, Dan, Alan. Thanks for having me. Good morning from United States. Honestly, waking up at 5:30 a.m. for that, watching that first half, it got me up out of my bed. I'm honest. I was excited with that first half. I was like, okay, here we go. We're gonna close out our home season campaign on a good note. Harry Kane almost had a free kick for a goal, which would have been a very classy touch to go out on, because most Spurs fans do not enjoy when he's on a free kick. So, for him to score that, that was a pretty great goal. But again, we just see Ryan Mason get outclassed again. I thought that Thomas Frank made the correct adjustments and made a substitution. And then look what happened. Now all of a sudden we didn't get a touch in their box. We didn't get a touch until I think after the 70th something minute, which is ridiculous. It might have even been the 80th minute when Richarlison came on. But to me, it's just a clear example of our manager is out of his depth. He's operating a big club, and he's out of he can't do it, Terry. That's just how I feel. It doesn't bother me. I guess I'm less mad. I'm less disappointed than usual because when you're constantly just under duress and constantly used to these kind of performances and capitulations from Spurs. It's just almost natural at this point. The fact that we did do something consistently all season, hey, maybe we could take a positive out of that. We consistently only played for 45 minutes. Sometimes it was the second 45, sometimes the first 45. But again, waking up at 5:30 a.m. to watch that was fun for about 45 minutes. But the second half, Thomas Frank just outclassed Ryan Mason, showed him what a manager does, manages the game, manages the situation, and walks away with 3 points. So big up Brentford. Last thing I did want to say of my rant is Tottenham Hotspur will always make an average to an above average defender look world class. I mean, let's call it right. Kiefer Moore, hat trick. In Buemo, they don't even have Ivan Toney. No problem. You don't got Ivan Toney? Don't worry. We'll still make whoever the next man up is. We'll make him look world class because that's what Tottenham Hotspur do. Until we get this back line sorted out, it doesn't matter who's back there. It's just really disappointing, Terry. So that's
Mate,
what I got.
I hear you completely on that. Some super chats here. First one says, up the Chelsea. Terry, how many are we holding to City? Probably 3 or 4. I would say. We'll see what happens in that one. This year says, aren't Americans winners, or why support Tottenham? America ain't America anymore, my friend. That's what I'm going to say. Without Kane's goals, you'd be 15th. Spurs say white is purity color. No, it's surrender. You fold. It's actually quite funny, to be fair. And Alan, I wanted to ask you that. Is that the last home game? The last time White Hart Lane will ever see Harry Kane in a Spurs shirt?
If it's not, I'd be embarrassed for Harry Kane, to be fair. That's how bad Spurs are. He's got the goals. We know about that. Let's just talk about what people say about football heritage, like having a trophy to bring to the table. And if he doesn't, and he stays at Spurs, he's only got himself to blame if he doesn't doesn't claim a trophy by the end of his season. For me, in regards to the game, okay, it was a great goal, but I'm hoping this game just puts an nail in the coffin of people give Mason a job. He's impressing me. Absolutely not. The reason we're playing back 4, it's not that Mason can play a back 4, is they're preparing, I believe, for Slot coming in as manager, because he traditionally plays a back 4. Obviously, I don't know much about him, but looking at him, because it looks like he's who we're going to get, he likes to play with a back 4. I think that's what's being done ahead of time. Why you're not just bringing that manager in to implement his game like he's planned ahead of the transfer window is beyond me. But gone to show that these players, quite a lot of these players aren't good enough. Ben Davies, obviously been there for a while, but, move on. He's getting caught out, simple balls through the side and all that, just getting caught out. Spurs fans were so eager to criticise Hugo Lloris, but when people get through and have a shot bottom corner against Fraser Forster, it's like a lumberjack cutting down a tree. How slow it is to go down is absolutely embarrassing. We need a new keeper. We need new defenders. Skip proving once and for all that he's actually not good enough. How you're getting caught in a position like that and absolutely so slow to react is beyond me. So Kane, looking at this, if he decides that he's going to stay at Spurs, then literally, when Spurs fans try and defend him and saying, "Oh, he's Tottenham through and through," no, you've got all the goals, you've got a quality player, but if you're not coming at the mentality where you've got to win trophies, considering you've got 2 or 3 good seasons left, you've only got yourself to blame. But yeah, it's like a tour of parade of giving people their final dues at Spurs. Lucas Moura, I don't care if it's his last game.
Let's bring him out. Let's bring him out and just clap for him. Yay, remember Amsterdam?
The whole thing is we have to do that. And Daniel Levy's whole thing to the good letter to the fans. Oh, I understand your fate. You're absolutely not. Do you not understand? You do not understand. You're quick enough to twerk and pat a thing of, oh look, Beyonce at the stadium, or this is going on the stadium. But as soon as it comes to naming a manager, coming up with a plan and letting the fans know, no, you come up with all this waffle, all this drivel to say that, oh, we're going to put things in place. You're not quick enough to do it with this team, which we are a football club first, but you continue to roll out stuff like, look at all the new stuff that's come to the stadium. No one cares about that. Do your job. If not, move out of the way and let somebody come in. If the Qataris don't buy Man United, I am praying that they buy Spurs. Cash injection with people that would spend to win, which is what football is all about. You have to spend to win. Leicester being an anomaly, but I've had enough of this club and the way we're run from top to bottom. It's an absolute shitfest. It really is.
Alan, can I ask you something? So you mentioned earlier, I did want to talk about the Levy thing because I'll just real quickly say that's Chat GPT. Let's look at that. Let's look at it right. I mean, if you read that thing, I couldn't even read it because it was so bureaucratic, so corporate of a letter. That was to Chat GPT. Daniel Levy didn't write that. I'm convinced. And secondly, you said something about we're looking at Arne Slot. Maybe that's why we kind of played this formation. I wanted to ask you, do you think that because I was listening to the press conference from Arne Slot yesterday, and he basically said, I'm not going to talk about that. He kept turning down any opportunity to speak on it other than to say, I have another game left at Feyenoord. We're focused in on that game. And I agree with you. I would like to see the new man come in. We should have already had someone come in and implement the system of the person we're looking at getting. But again, I think that takes a director of football, and we don't have that. So it's just an embarrassment from the top down. So I don't really know what we could have done in any fashion to implement a system that we think could be the thing going forward. So for me, looking at that formation, the lineup, it just seemed like maybe we were window shopping some players. Hey, let's see Davinson Sanchez get 90 minutes. Maybe we could get 15 for him. Let's let Davies go out there get it.
We can't do that though because we're although it sounds funny, but we're fighting for a European spot. So we can't just go, oh yeah, we're trying to get Europa League, but let's just play all our crap players. We can't do that.
So then why do you think, Dan? Why do you think that we had that? Why do we play, what is that, like a 4-2-3-1 that we played?
Because everybody's been asking for it, and this man has no backbone.
So Ryan listens to Twitter or YouTube? Is that what we're saying?
No, but word gets around. Like, players hear things.
That's fair.
And when you've got everybody in the fan base saying play with the back four, we played with the back four like twice in my recent memory, getting slapped 6-1 by Newcastle and this game. But people still want a back four. Oh yeah, but we're not a team that could play with a back three. We can't play with a back three. We can't play with a back four. We can't play with a back two. We can't play with a back one. We can't play with anything because these players are not good enough. Not to play a certain system, but to play football. They're not good enough for this sport. They're not good enough for this club. Davinson Sanchez starting is abysmal. Eric Dyer is better than Davinson Sanchez. Like, have Eric Dyer be better than you is just disgraceful in itself. But honestly, the team selection today has just left me boggled. Absolutely boggled. But people saying that they're happy with the team selection, I don't know what to tell you. One player gets injured, and this is what you get.
No Eric Dyer. I'm always happy when there's no Eric Dyer. I don't care if it's Davinson Sanchez, Javid Tanganga, Clement Longley.
The team selection was a bit of a mess, let's be fair. But, like, I understand what you're trying to say, Jake, but like trying to sell them. But with performances like that, we couldn't give some of these players away for free. That's how bad we are. And this is the thing. Spurs, like some Spurs fans did lose their minds at the bit, like in the transfer window in the summer, saying, oh yeah, that's like a 10 out of 10 window, this and the other. Conte, for all of the things where I wanted him out quite earlier on this season, he didn't have, like, he wanted defenders because he likes to build from a base and go forward. We didn't really give him the exact defenders he wanted or the quality of defenders. So what did he do? He dropped the whole team further back, nullified players going forward in attack. You've seen in the first half, when the players we've got attack, we can cause teams problems, but we decide we're not going to do that. Then when we get a manager that wants to play on front foot, he neglects to defend. So we are wide open. When, yeah, we can attack and score goals or cause teams problems, but we're absolutely nowhere in defence. The complete and utter lack of idea of what you want this football club to be at the moment with the manager to the players is mind-boggling how we're even in the top 10 this moment. This season has been such a horror show. How we are so far up. Literally, I would be honest, like you said about if Harry Kane, we didn't have Harry Kane this season because it's not just the goals you take away, it takes the system. That would be relegated this season. If we didn't have Harry Kane in that squad this season, we would be in a relegation battle to the last day, maybe even going down. That's how much we've relied on him this season. And put into context, everyone's waxed lyrical about Haaland, and rightfully so, because he is an absolute phenomenon in front of a goal. Literally 36 is it in the league in the amount of games he's got, absolutely phenomenal. But 28 for Kane in this absolutely appalling Tottenham team, it stands up to the mark as well, because literally how on earth can you, with a team that's been so shoddy, so lackluster in defence, in midfield this season, where Kane's had to drop back and play make as well, just goes to show the type of quality player is for him and himself, and he's legacy in football, he has to move from Spurs and win trophies. Otherwise he drops way below the standard.
I agree he has to. And look, I'm a little biased in this because I'd love to see him come to Manchester United. We need a number 9. I think I almost feel like we're tailor-made for each other. I really do. But at the same time, I've been talking about this for 4 seasons now. There's videos of mine from about 4 years ago where I'm looking at your team going, right, decent, but Kane, you're too good for this. Get yourself to an elite level football club. I'm going to go to Mr. Box Office in a minute.